Hey gents, Mario Cavallo here with Older Men's Health. This is an urgent video. This video is so important to offer you an urgent warning about the current crop of very popular supplements that are being, I'm going to use the word pushed, as being so good for you. And we've just discovered this recently, and now we know, and this study's been done, and that study's been done, and on and on and on and on and on. Because I need to explain this principle to you. Let's say someone says to you, oh, your body needs the right amino acids. And collagen, for example, is high in glycine. And we know that now that taking, 5, 6 grams of glycine at bedtime, along with NAC, N-acetylcysteine, and sometimes together they're called Glycine NAC. Oh, and then with magnesium glycinate, because that's a really good magnesium. And you take those at bedtime and you sleep like a baby. And you do that for 3 months. And by the time the third month comes along, all of a sudden, it ain't working anymore. Your system's out of whack. And not only are you not sleeping well, but you're also experiencing a strange new kind of daytime anxiety. And you're saying to yourself, man, I'm a happy person. I've been, in my case, I am. I've had the greatest life for the last 12 years. Earlier in life had a lot of problems, but man, myself, my wife, my family, my marriage, our son, my mother-in-law, life here in Northeast China in Shenyang, we're so blessed and so good. So there's, and I've been working out, so no reason to suddenly go, what is with this anxiety, this kind of underlying anxiety. And I mentioned in a previous video, along with the kind of a restless leg syndrome, this kind of shaky feeling in your legs, like you did some methamphetamine or something, or drank 3 extra cups of coffee, or it's like, what is this all? What's going on? And you're just going, man, I'm out of whack here, So this is what happened to me. Now, this is what, and then I do the research. And you guys know I'm very afraid of AI, what it's going to do to society overall. But AI is very good for quickly gathering and summarizing research information. AI is really good for that. So it turns out this kind of set of symptoms has been widely reported. Lots of people have reported exactly the same kind of symptoms and problems after using glycine and NAC and magnesium at bedtime, in like lots of Reddit threads, for example. So these are real things happening to real people. In the world of unregulated supplements with what we perceive, I've always said this is why you never worship gurus. Okay? Experts, fitness experts, and peak performance experts, and I don't want to name them because I'm not trying to disparage any of them, but they don't ever tell you these warnings either, So the proof in the pudding is what happens if you stop taking them. But and we'll talk more about that. But the more important point is to say, hey, wait a minute. The human body is amazing. It responds and adapts to whatever you're eating and whatever you're taking, whether that's food or by supplements, right? So, and this was, again, part of my conversation with an AI which has a lot of information. Doesn't matter which one you use. I was using Grok, but they're all similar on this kind of information. And I said to myself, wait a minute. If your body all your life you haven't been taking glycine and NAC, and theanine is another one, right? I mentioned, and magnesium glycinate at bedtime. And well, that means your body was deficient in all of, and it would be reasonable to suggest that your body was deficient in all of those things. Yeah, your body needs more of that better glycine amino acid. We know it's good for you, especially if you don't have enough of it. Well, guess what? They never talk about, well, you take it for 3 months and NAC as well. Well, what happens if you take it for 3 months and then over the course of time, like vitamin D, and I'm going to mention vitamin D more a little later, your body is now sufficiently full of those nutrients. Your body, you've replenished the deficiency of glycine in your body and in your brain. Because everyone, they talk about how, oh, glycine isn't even special as an amino acid because it penetrates the blood-brain barrier. Oh, thanks a lot. Well, that would explain anxiety if you're getting too much glycine. How do you know? No one tells you anything about getting too much glycine. I saw a video the other day. Oh, I took NAC for a year, and here's what happened. Yeah, I'd love to know what happened. Okay, because I took it for 3 months, and I know what happened to me. You see what I mean? So don't worship the gurus. Be extremely careful. I surmise that what happened to me is exactly what I just described to you. Okay, after 3 months of taking like 6 grams of glycine at bedtime, which was the max recommended amount, 5 to 6 grams, along with magnesium glycinate and about 600 milligram dose of NAC. Plus, now I'll mention the vitamin D. Plus, about 2 weeks earlier, I'd watched another video that said short-term overload on vitamin D. Like, go ahead and take 20, 30,000 units of vitamin D a day for a few days to build up your reserves. And if you do that, you should take K2 because because that prevents what vitamin D causes, which is calcium going out into your arteries. So take it with K2. Okay, good. Okay, so those are the 2 things that I did. I added high dose of vitamin D for about, I'm going to say maybe 7, 8, 9 days. Okay, get my vitamin D levels up. And there's lots of reasons to suggest, by the way, that if you do that, it's good. You go to a doctor and you say to the doctor, I'm tired, my immune system is down, this and that. A doctor will, give you an injection. They say, hey, let me give you a vitamin D injection. A doctor will give you like 50,000 or 100,000 unit injection of one-time boost to boost your vitamin D levels. One time, one deal. Okay, so there's a lot to be said about boosting your vitamin D level too. But again, we're out here in nowhere land, guys. You got gurus who aren't responsible enough to go into the details and explain to you that shit can go wrong. And how do you know when shit goes wrong? You suddenly start not feeling well, and you're going, what's going on? I'm doing everything right, and I'm having this experience of bad anxiety during the daytime. I'm like, where the hell is this coming from? And it's real. It's not psychosomatic. And you're doing everything right. So this is what happened to me. Man, I mean, this is a warning to everyone taking this particular set of supplements, and I'm sure it applies to other areas of supplements, right? So I researched into it. I'm like, hey, hey, Mr. AI, I'm having this anxiety. Here's what I'm taking. What's going on? It's not stressors in my life. No bad things have happened. I am mentally and physically, I am out of whack. What is going on? Here's what I've been doing. And then I was like, yeah, is it possible that, your system achieves that moment of you now have enough glycine in your system and then you're going into your brain. You now have enough NAC and whatever mechanisms that MAC triggers in your body, all these technical explanations from guys like Thomas DeLauer and others who go deep into the explanations of what's happening at the cellular level with CMK and mitochondria and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blood-brain barrier, this and that. Okay, great. Good for them explaining it. But I just, obviously, I have to put out this video to warn you. It's not being explained good enough. Okay? The proof is in the pudding. And the proof is in the pudding was, well, okay, I'm going to operate on the following assumption. Okay? My system has fully achieved full replenishment of glycine. I don't need any more relative to all the other proteins. By the way, I mostly eat keto. I hate the label. Can't stand the word. Guys, you eat a high protein, high quality fat, eat your veggies, and low carb, or close to no carb or low carb. We don't need geniuses to tell us that that's the healthy diet for the vast majority of people. Okay? Oh, keto this, keto that. Oh, please. You know, everybody's got their labels with their marketing and all their horse shit that they do. So, my diet's right. You know, oh, by the way, man, it's been about 3 months now where I kind of just was like, I stopped drinking. You know, I was drinking beer, 1 or 2 nice bottles of beer. You know, okay, that's not that much drinking. Oh, guess what? Still too much. Don't want to keep drinking. It's like I mean, if I have a beer once a week now, it's a lot. Okay, it's been longer than that. I don't even want to. So I even quit beer, right? Help with the beer belly, right? So it's like nothing's going on. All right. So all this is what I've been doing. And I was like, okay, I'm going to reach the conclusion that regarding glycine, NAC, and that 7-8 day thing I did with the vitamin D, and then next thing I know, I'm really out of whack. And this had been like, I felt it building, this anxiety, and I'm just like, this is not right. I shouldn't be feeling like this. Wired, you know. Okay. So I was so out of whack. Bad news. I was like, I'm not myself. I'm not relaxed. I'm not calm. I'm not feeling well-being. Right? I was like, okay, well, my system has fully replenished. My body is saying, you have replenished your levels of amino acid balance and for glycine and whatever mechanisms at the cellular level that NAC, N-acetylcysteine, is helping your body and your brain do, whatever you were trying to accomplish. You've hit it. You're there. You've replenished, and now you're overdosing, basically. You're ODing. Okay? Think about that. And magnesium glycinate as well. Another glycinate. Okay, so you're overdosing on all this stuff. Okay. Now, how could I prove that that was the case with me? Well, I stopped freaking taking them. Okay? And guess what? The anxiety went away. Bingo. You hear how urgent this is? I was screwed up. I mean, I was just like messed up. I couldn't get anything done. I was just like, what the hell is going on with how I'm feeling? Okay. So now you shouldn't completely drop off all these things for forever. So I was like, okay, I'm not taking it tonight. I'm not taking any of this stuff today. I'm not taking any of it tomorrow. And I think I didn't take any for 3 days. None. Okay. No vitamin D, no glycine, no NAC, no magnesium. Okay. And work out, stay calm, get your shit together, see how you feel. And sure enough, guys, all those symptoms went away. So then I was like, yep, there's your proof. Over the next 3, 4, 5 days, I felt much better. And now I'm sitting here back to normal. This was like last week, you know. Since then, that 3 days where I stopped taking them all, I now take far less. Okay, so now I'm doing like every other day, I'm doing like 2 grams of glycine. Okay, and 1 200 milligram magnesium glycinate. and and only 300 grams of NAC, like every other day, like mid-afternoon. So I've cut way back on those supplements. And at this point, I don't even know whether I need them at all anymore. I would assume overall you want to kind of maintain so we can say, oh, now I'm on a much lower maintenance dose. Great. Well, guys, I found out the hard way, right? So this is the danger of self-supplementation in an unregulated world, watching all these fucking YouTube guru guys who don't present enough complete information, right? That's it. That's this urgent video I wanted to share with you. I'm sharing the journey. Okay, I'm going to be 66 at the end of the month. Rah, rah, good for me, man. Okay, best years of my life have been for many years, and I expect it to continue. This channel, Older Men's Health, is about our journeys. I never came on here and went, oh, I'm the most buff, best guy on the planet and just do what I do. No, 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 no. I'm human. We go through shit. Okay? This is our journey, good and bad. I'm sharing this with you. I'm warning you. It's the serious things for us to pay attention to. Okay? So I hope all that was very helpful to you, whatever you're doing with your supplements. Okay? Moving on to one more topic, and we're good. We're inside 20 minutes. Pretty much now also related to this. I kind of just stumbled upon going no carbs. Starting, I'm going to say 9 days ago. Man, I went 5 days straight. I don't think I ate 15 grams of carbs in 5 days. I mean, one morning I got up and I fried up 4 eggs and olive oil and butter. And then I was like, wow, I don't feel hungry. Okay. And then I had dinner, and then I just ate the steak, and I looked at there was some carbs on the table, and I just went, nah, a couple bites of mushrooms with the meat, with the beef. I said, oh, that's it. I'm done. I'm good. And the next day I did the same thing. By the third day, I'm on the phone with my buddy going, hey, guess what? I'm eating no carb. And I just naturally fell into it. I didn't make some conscious, oh, I need to lose weight decision. Guys, I'm 10 pounds overweight. It's all right here in the belly. When you're 6'2", 210 pounds, 205 pounds, my natural weight's 10 pounds below that. Okay, I'm not 6'2" skinny. I'm 6'2", pretty full bodied guy. Got heavy legs, got wide shoulders. Okay, plus I'm building muscle, right? So when you're that weight, when you're 200 pounds, if you're 10 pounds overweight, you're not that overweight. No doctor would tell you that's a problem. Okay. But for me, I really would like to get a more muscular looking body, a lean looking body with, I don't want to use the word 6-pack, but yeah, if I wanted to go that lean, I could, right? Because it all is at the belly first and nowhere else. So I really do want to lose that. I want to go I'm currently at 95 now, 95 kilograms. And I really would be happy to go down to that 90. And then I would regard that as a real optimum weight. And, my wife would be looking at me going, wow, you look amazing. Great. I want that. It's wonderful. So the way to do that diet-wise, over and over again, there's no magic formulas. You either do calorie deficit, exercise, which could even just be walking, because in fact, low intensity, longer term exercise plus HIIT exercise, that's HIIT in intervals of intense work, push-ups, squats. That's the 2 things older men should be doing. I hope you know that. Okay, as a general rule, for 90% of older men, that's the 2 things you should be doing. Okay, longer term biking and walking, which is low intensity exercise that burns fat, and HIIT, high intensity interval type work, which is like push-ups. I did 110 push-ups today, 4 sets of 20, and the last set, the 5th set, I pushed it to 30 to exhaust my muscles, to drain them out. Okay, and that's the optimum thing to do to build up my muscle strength, especially as older men. That's the kind of thing we need to do. Okay, so here I am telling you again, hating the word, I'm doing keto. Oh, I hate using the word. I hate all this modern language marketing label bullshit. Okay, it just means I'm not eating carbs. Okay, that's all it means. Okay, so I'm having a hot. So now, if you're not eating carbs, what are you eating? Very important question. Are you eating only protein? Or are you eating protein, high protein, low fat? Or are you eating 50-50 fat and protein? Or are you eating, which is keto, high fat, really high fat? They're like, yeah, you should eat stick of butter a day, high fat keto. I'm not doing super high fat keto. I'm just doing, I think, pretty much about 50-50 protein and fat. Okay. I'm not eating carbs. So I'm obviously, if I'm not eating carbs and I'm eating, I don't know, call it 2,500 calories a day, obviously I'm eating 1,200 calories worth of fat. I'm eating 1,200 calories worth of protein. Okay. So I'm getting my lots of 150 plus grams of protein in the day, and then I probably ends up being like something like 100 grams of fat. The one rule regarding fat is that you're only eating healthy fats. And if you are going to be eating some, a little bit of cheating in the diet, which is fine, you're human, then you're going to be eating some fried foods that are outside of your home, because you're at home. I only cook with olive oil. So you got olive oil, butter or ghee, and coconut oil. I don't eat too much of that. I do have it. Some of you also point out MCT oil. Okay, great, good for you. So I go out and I'm like, okay, I'm eating high fat, I'm eating no carbs or low carbs, and I'm eating high protein. Yeah, as a cheat food, a piece of fried chicken actually fits that category, with the exception of one thing, which is that, yeah, that particular piece of chicken yesterday or two was fried in soybean oil, not in a healthy oil. So there's me cheating on it, right? Yeah, I'm cheating a bit. Do you eat the fried chicken fried in soybean oil every day as your keto diet? Hell no, right? Of course not. So that went on for me for about 5 days. Like I said, I don't think I ate 15 grams of fat in 5 days. A little nibble here and there. I ate cashews are great, but cashews have a touch more carbohydrates in them. Okay. 2 nights ago, I drank a half a bottle of Chardonnay. Wow. Like I said, I pretty much quit drinking. But there's this lovely Chardonnay. I was like, oh, we're going to drink some white wine. Okay, popped open the bottle of Chardonnay. But before I did, I checked. Typical, nice, dry Chardonnay is, in fact, it's a dry Chardonnay, guys. Okay? It's, in fact, very low in carbs. Like 7 to 10 grams per glass, per bottle, something like 40 grams of carbohydrates in a whole bottle of dry Chardonnay. So if you want to drink a dry Chardonnay and get shit-faced on a bottle of Chardonnay, you still, go ahead. It's still only 40 grams of fat, 40 grams of carbs, right? That's barely going to break your diet, okay? And yes, that includes the alcohol metabolizing into carbs and all that, into sugars and all that stuff. So that was that. That was interesting. I had a half a bottle of Chardonnay the other night, which again, I'm drinking very rarely. I enjoyed it. It was nice. Okay, that's it. I think you get all the points here. This last thing that I'm sharing with you about currently pretty much being on a no-carb diet. In the last 3-4 days, I've eaten some carbs. I'm keeping those carbs way, way down. I'm not dieting. I'm really not. That's a different thing, and I'm not doing that. All right, guys, we'll catch you later. Thanks for listening. I hope you found all of this very, very helpful. Remember what it all is about. Okay? We're the men in this world. Okay? I got a wife out there. I got a son out there. I got a mother-in-law out there. I am devoted to them. I am responsible for their well-being. Okay? And guess what? Without saying it, my 14-year-old teenage boy who's doing fantastic, and my darling, precious wife, without saying it directly, they expect me to be the strong man in the house. They do. And that's my responsibility because I am the man. We are the men of this world. And we need to know our place. We need to be strong. And we need to be healthy for the people we love and the people around us and for ourselves. That's it. All right. Catch you later.